Dave Meltzer, guys like that.
What the hell does Meltzer know, a little puke?
No! I really don't care what Dave Meltzer has to say.
You know, this guy Meltzer is so knowledgeable of this industry. Why has he not opened his own territory, ran his own business? Because the first thing he would do would put himself on top, make himself the champion, and everybody on the net would hate his fucking ass.
No! When did you
You should have been a booker.
What?
You should have been a booker.
Okay, all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know everything about it.
Never...
You should have been very successful.
Not in this era.
You're the most knowledgeable person I've talked to, almost in my life. Next time Brent calls me, I'm gonna tell him to go shut up. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I'm gonna talk to Dave Meltzer.
All right.
Listen, you know, it's just impossible to talk to you.
Okay.
You're like an awful lot of people that I've known in my lifetime, and I guess that must be like some people you've known.
Yeah.
I did it, and you wish you could.
No!
Internet writers and dirt sheet guys, were they your critics?
No, I didn't care. Like I always said, if all those guys are such great wrestling minds, I mean, anybody can Monday quarterback. I just always thought that, you know, if you're so brilliant, why have you not, you know, Meltzer, why have you not booked it for a major? You know, those sheets had a lot of, you know, dud. You know, and it was every year it was like match of the year, you know, Abu Zago versus Napoleon in the Carokian Hall. Like, yeah, right. You fucking saw it when. You saw it from fucking Oakland? Fuck you.
Backball Wrestling Network, welcome back to Meltzer Knows Best, ? During this podcast, we will continue to watch through each and every match that Dave Meltzer has rated 5 stars or more, deciding whether he is exactly right with his 5-star rating or whether he is desperately wrong, which we may get into here tonight. But before we get into the match that we will be discussing tonight, I will bring in my 3 co-hosts. I'll bring in Shawn Kidd first. How you doing, Shawn?
Logan, happy to be here. Back to Japan again tonight. So we'll see how it goes. See if it can beat the worst match we watched so far in that Bryan Danielson versus Okada. See if Okada can do justice tonight.
I think you just broke a record for mentioning that match. This podcast. So well done.
I keep track of our matches, so until I
got you. I appreciate you for that. But yeah. We also have Keith Langston. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I don't know why Shawn continues to dump all over that Brian Daniels or Daniel Bryanson. What's his name?
Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels Okada match. I mean, that's a great match. It had a lot of great matches. You know, plus he was like One-Eyed Willie, and that was really good for me. So I don't know why you keep dumping on that, but whatever.
He went full pirate gimmick for sure. Scott Shiflett is also with us. How are you doing, Schiff?
Hey guys, glad to be back tonight. You guys let me back in for another episode. I'm glad to be here. Got good company.
I don't know. You tried to quit, so.
Well, that's for the next episode.
And that was a weird one to want to quit on, but that's a whole nother pod, I guess. So
yeah, that's next episode.
Yeah.
That's our hook for the next episode.
We may
find out next.
Yeah, we might get into that.
Dave Meltzer.
Find out next month, which pushes Scott Shiflett close to the edge.
But no, I'm glad to be here. I feel we're gonna have a spirited debate tonight, per usual, or we'll all agree. Which 50-50 shot. We'll see. We're 25%. I don't know. I'm not good with the maths.
Fully agreeing. Probably is never going to be our strong suit there. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But our match for episode number 7 here tonight is going to be Kazuchika Okada versus Tetsuya Naito from the G1 Climax 33 final. This was the final of the whole tournament. They both won their groups. This was the second year that they did 4 groups in the G1 Climax. So they had done it the previous year, and they did it this year. The difference between the years is the previous year, only the top person in each block made it to the kind of playoff scenario at the end, which, it was just a semifinal and a final. This year they had a quarterfinal, so each group's top 2 people made it to the quote unquote playoffs, I guess is what I'll call it. But like I said, Okada and Naito ended up in the finals. On the way to the finals, Okada defeated Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil, and Naito defeated Hikuleo and Will Ospreay. So that's how we get to this scenario. Okada had won the previous 2 G1 climaxes, so he's going for a 3rd in a row here tonight. And Naito had won it twice previously throughout the previous decade or so. Okada's going for 3 in a row, and Naito is going for his 3rd overall. So that's pretty much the only backstory. Obviously, it's a big tournament. It starts in like July, ends in August. So this is the final. The winner of this gets the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom the following January. So we will get straight into the match. They kind of hesitate to lock up at first before they eventually do lock up. Okada takes Naito's back. Naito backs him into the corner. Seems like he's about to elbow him, but he kind of just ends up cockily walking away. They then lock up again, and Naito grabs an armbar. Okada breaks out and takes his back, but Naito again takes the arm before kind of being tripped up, and they kind of wrestle around on the mat, trading submissions and pins for a little bit. Naito eventually rises, having Okada in a side headlock. Okada eventually gets to the ropes to kind of break out of it. Okada then throws a right hand, but Naito is able to duck it. He then lays in a couple of forearms before they both kind of avoid each other. They kind of do some flips and stuff over each other, kind of showing off their athleticism. You can kind of tell that Naito's not as spry and young as he was at one point, because he does kind of a flip dive over Okada, and he almost doesn't quite make it over. So he is showing his age a little bit early. Naito eventually scores with an arm drag, though, and he then throws Okada to the floor. He then goes to act like he's going to dive on him, but he ends up kind of doing his signature pose in the middle of the ring.
Isn't that called what is that called? A tranquilo pose?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So he does that, kind of taunt Okada, who's on the outside. Okada rolls back in, and then Naito rolls out himself to kind of stall. So he's continuing to try to kind of play mind games with Okada. Back in, Naito blocks a kick and lays in an elbow, and he ends up snap marrying him over and kind of locks in a chin lock for a little bit. Okada then rises and breaks out, catches Naito with a flapjack when he comes off the ropes. Okada then hits a snapmare of his own before hitting a basement drop kick. He then hits a ridiculous kind of drop down DDT on the hardest part of the ring. So that was a pretty brutal spot.
That was pretty sick. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, so that was a pretty awesome spot early in the match. Okada then does. I always love when they throw each other into the guardrails in these Japan matches, because for some reason it just sounds so much more brutal than it ever did anywhere else. So he absolutely hurls him into the guardrails. It makes a horrific sound. So, but once Naito comes back in, he kind of lets Naito lay on the ground and recover, but he's also beaten up pretty bad. But Naito eventually gets back in. Okada hits him with another DDT. Okada does the kind of cocky pin where he puts his foot on his chest.
Yes.
The ref for some reason won't count.
Red shoes.
Yeah, red shoes wouldn't count. He didn't think it was respectful, so he said, "I will not count." So Naito then gets back up, tries to strike Okada away, but Okada kind of no-sells him and then hits a big European uppercut. They then miss each other coming off the ropes. And Naito is eventually able to grab a twisting neck breaker onto his knee, or at least that's what he was trying to do. He does the twisting neck breaker, but he does not quite hit the knee like he's attempting to. Back up, Naito lays in some more strikes, including a basement drop kick to the side of Okada's head, which ended up looking pretty sick. Okada then blocks a charge in the corner, but Naito's kind of able to flip him around, and he hits an inverted Hangman's DDT onto his knee. He gets him back up, hits another neck.
I think it's a Hangman Page inverted
Hangman
DDT.
Page DDT. That's right.
Okay.
You're correct. Thank you for that. He gets back, hits another neck breaker to the knee. This time he connects, but only gets 2 on the pinfall. He goes for another one, but Okada is able to elbow out. He then charges at the corner, but Naito gets his boots up. He then follows him to the opposing corner and does a sick high arm drag onto his knee, which looked really brutal. Okada rolls out kind of after that to recover. Naito then does his own nasty whip into the guardrail, and then does another right after that. He then does a neck breaker right onto the top of the guardrail door, which I thought was sick as well. Once back in, Naito hits another inverted DDT to the knee before locking in a crucifix submission. Okada seems like he may pass out or tap in this. It kind of gets in it. He's in it for a little bit, but he ends up escaping. When Okada gets back up, he lays in some strikes, but Naito kind of repays him for earlier and kind of no-sells him. He scores with a big elbow to Okada's neck. Okada then dumps Naito to the apron on a charge and catches him coming back in with an air raid crash with his kind of neck hitting his knee. We then, both men kind of come back up slowly. Okada avoids a boot in the corner and ends up setting Naito on the top rope and drop kicks him to the floor. Okada then goes for a whip into the barricade, but Naito is able to reverse it, and so Okada takes the brunt of the impact. Naito then goes to grab Okada, but he quickly takes him into the tombstone position and absolutely spikes him on the floor. Okada then rolls back in. Naito attempts a clothesline, but Okada ducks and scores a German suplex and starts to go for the Rainmaker when he gets him back up, but Naito elbows out. Okada then nails a discus clothesline after he kind of reacts out of that. He goes for another Rainmaker, but it is ducked, and Okada ends up hitting another beautiful drop kick. Okada then gets him back up and hits a trio of uppercuts, but Naito each time spits in his face. Okada then goes to whip, but Naito stops and hits a tornado DDT off the ropes. Naito then gets him back up and starts raining elbows to Okada's previously injured neck. I mean, he is really raining him down and absolutely just devastating his neck in this situation. Okada then says he wants some more. So Naito kind of tauntingly kicks him a couple of times. He then obliges and rains down more elbows to his neck. Naito then takes him up top and hits a top rope Frankensteiner. Only gets 2 off of that. Naito then locks in another head and neck submission. Okada again kind of almost passes out. Seemingly seems like he's going to tap a couple of times, but does make it to the ropes eventually. Naito then climbs the middle rope, hits a Desperada is what Kevin Kelly called it, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okada catches Naito charging, but Naito is able to get a DDT out of it. Naito then hits a Michinoku driver, but only gets 2 on the pin. Naito then body slams him near the corner and goes up top, but whiffs on a corkscrew splash attempt. Once they both kind of get up from that, Okada runs and hits a shotgun drop kick. He gets another Rainmaker ducked, and it looks like Naito is going for one of his own, but Okada elbows out. He starts to go for another tombstone, but Naito is able to block it. They then trade strikes and reversals before Naito turns a tornado DDT attempt into an inside cradle, but again only gets 2 off of that. Naito then scores some strikes, including a lunging forearm, which again kind of shows his age and doesn't quite get very far off the ground. So he just kind of flails at him and nails him with a big forearm. Okada then catches Naito with a drop kick when he kind of charges at him. Okada then hits his own Michinoku driver. This is kind of a sit-up variety of it, though, but only gets 2 on a pin. Naito reverses another Rainmaker attempt into a Destino, which is also reversed. Okada then nails like a half of a Rainmaker, that's what I called it. It wasn't like a full-on Rainmaker, but he hits kind of a half Rainmaker. And then he goes for another Rainmaker, but Naito is able to tie him up in knots for a pin attempt, but again only gets 2. Naito is then able to avoid another tombstone attempt, and he hits the Destino, but it's only for 2. And then he goes for yet another, but Okada blocks it and spikes him down on the mat. Another Rainmaker is ducked, and then Naito hits back-to-back Destinos, and that is the win for Naito. Naito wins the G1 Climax here. He goes on to Wrestle Kingdom and beats Sonata for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, while Okada faces Bryan Danielson. So that happened on the exact same show. So kind of a little bit tied in there to a previous episode. But this, I said this in the chat. This felt like a Dave Meltzer really likes both of these guys kind of situation and like respects them. And it was a big match and on a big show kind of situation. And he just kind of wanted to show respect to them and gave them a 5. So I thought it was good. Maybe even really good, but I would not quite go 5 stars on this one. Maybe 4 1/4, 4.5, but I don't think I could ever get to 5 on this one. But Sean, what did you think?
Why you gotta go to me first?
I introduced you first, so
yeah, I got it. I was listening to you do that recap, and here's what I heard over and over again: DDT, missed Rainmaker, dropkick, and so for me, that's the story. That plus Naito's hair. I don't get the hair. The hair is something. I don't get it. Like,
it looks cool. What do you mean?
No, it doesn't look cool at all. It doesn't.
Calm down, Boomer.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. I would have probably. I actually went 4 stars on this because literally the only 2 moves that in the first 17 minutes that even popped me were the 2 DDTs. In the first 17 minutes, that's all they did. Right? The rest of it was more like pomp and circumstance. Now, the final home stretch was pretty good, but again, if you just listen to what you said, DDT, Mr. Rainmaker, hit a Destino, then they kicked out. It's like, anyway, so here's the short end of it. First 14 or 15 minutes were pretty slow. And then it felt like more moments. I think there was another match we talked about for me on this pod where it felt more about the moments than the actual match. That might have been the
it might have been the Daniel Bryan match.
No, I think it was Ospreay and Bandito. I don't remember which one it was, but it was more about the moments and the spots than it was the overall match.
Was it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is it a good match? Yes. Is it a 5-star? No. I'm probably more along the line of a 4, 4 1/4. It's not a 5-star match, and Okada batting 1,000 for me so far on disappointing 5-star matches here. So now you're gonna have to listen to me bitch about this one too as we go on.
Yeah, and like I said, these guys have both been around for a long time. This is a much more experienced, I'll say, version of each of them as well. So they're a little more broken down. They're not quite as crisp and, maybe just not as motivated either, because this is kind of the start of the downturn for NJPW, I think, because, like I said, this is the kind of last year they do the 4 groups because they had a lot of talent at this point, and next year they go back to the 2 groupings. And
all kidding aside, I'm really not trying to downplay Okada, but what we've watched of him so far, I haven't really been able to break through on why everybody sucks his balls. I don't get it. So, but anyway, that's my take. It's about 4, 4 1/4 max for me.
Yeah, we'll see if when we get into some of his like younger stuff, see if he kind of turns the corner for you. But we'll see once we get to kind of those matches. But we have seen kind of old man Okada both times. So, but Keith, what do you think?
It's funny. I was listening to one of our past episodes, and I know Sean had like AI the opening or whatever, or the song, but all the clips that Sean pulled for the opening, it really does like. This is a perfect example of all of those clips that you pulled, where you're absolutely right. You're right. Where Logan said, like, I think that this is just one of those matches that Meltzer loves these 2 guys and he wants to give them respect and blah. But it really is like, it's not a 5-star match. I mean, I have to kind of echo Sean here, where I say like it's a match about moments. Some of the moments are really good. It starts off. It's not even that it starts off slow. It starts off like you've seen this, you've seen it all. It's a very just kind of plodding match almost where these guys are just going at it, and it not that it's slow necessarily, but it's not lightning quick. It's not a spot fest. It's just like they're setting up for, what they're going to be doing next. It almost seems like, was this the last match of like a long night of tournaments for the two of them, or had this been like they had been having these tournaments over a long period of time, and these two were like, this is the first match that these two had on this card?
This was the first one they had on this night. Obviously, the tournament is like I said, almost a month and a half long.
Yeah, but they had wrestled. If they wrestled the night before, they would have wrestled the night before or something.
Yeah,
right?
they mentioned on commentary that Okada went after Naito's eye the night before, and that's why he was targeting it during the match.
Okay, so for two guys that are supposed to be at the climax, no pun intended, of this tournament or whatever, it didn't excite me as much as I thought it was going to, and but it's still good. And I mean, I like that. What's he called? The Destino?
The Destino, yeah.
I like that move. That's a pretty cool move. But that's also a move that like you have to. That's the one thing I have. It's like it's like the Canadian Destroyer, where it's like you have to have the other guy do half of the move in order for it to look good. So it doesn't.
Yeah, it's never been my favorite.
It's not a good finisher because it's like you have to have the other guy do it. And all the times that Okada was like breaking out of it or reversing it or whatever, it's like, yeah, that's exactly. It's very similar, like the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker, you need the guy to go with you on it too. It's just I like finishers that are not that way. Like that's why I always love the DDT. Like just a regular simple DDT was just Jake picked the guy up, he DDT'd the guy, that was it. It was like you didn't need the guy to help you do the move. And I don't like when moves do that because, yeah, they're really good and they're really flashy and they pop. But then in logic thinks you're like, all they have to do to not do this move is not let the guy pick him up, So that's just me. But I would say 4 stars is a solid 4. This is a solid match. I would be excited to see this. If I was at a show, this would be a great match. I'd walk away from going, wow, that was really fun. 5 stars. I mean, it didn't blow me out of the water, but I could be wrong, and I'm sure Schiff will tell me I'm wrong. So have at it, Hoss.
Yeah, Schiff, what'd you think?
I like. So I was listening to the commentary with this. So I do agree. It starts off slow. It started off so slow. I thought I was getting another hour match. But they talked about the history versus each other, which was very nice for someone who was watching for the first time. So that was pretty cool. And then I like the flapjack that Okada hit on him at the start of the match as well. And then they talk about when Okada kicks Naito in the head. They talk about Naito's eye and how he had this eye injury before, and Okada going after it yesterday and today. And then Logan said the sick DDT on the hardest part of the ring. And Logan, I do agree. I love when they throw each other into the gate. Like Naito breaks it at one point, which really makes me laugh. And yeah, I called it a rude awakening. I guess 7 months of danger is bleeding over to me, but I did like
that. Didn't need to happen for anybody, honestly.
Yeah, I did like when Naito was on the top rope and Okada hits this beautiful fucking drop kick. Like he was able to get up there, just free jumping, and took him out with the drop kick, and it knocked him off. Okada then hit the tombstone on the outside, and then a spinning rainmaker as well. So. I mean, Okada's dropkick is just a thing of beauty. Like Keithy talking about all the stuff, but a basic move like a dropkick, it's just goddamn.
No, it is. It is smooth. It is a very smooth dropkick.
The one to the top rope where he knocks him to the floor was awesome.
Yeah,
it really was. I like the top rope Frankensteiner. I love that you called it a Frankensteiner, not a Hurricane Rana, or I was gonna have to stick Scott Steiner on you, Logan.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. I liked how. So Naito slammed Okada, and was it the Phoenix Splash that he missed? I'm horrible with this.
I don't even know what he was going for. It was some kind of corkscrew twisting splash. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked pretty dope, though.
Yeah.
And I loved how they were dodging each other. Naito went for his DDT where he jumps off the ropes, but he turns it into an inside cradle. I thought that was a nice variation because he had hit that DDT where he uses the ropes for momentum earlier and turns it into a tornado one, and he turned into an inside cradle, which I really liked right there. I actually thought it was amazing. I do agree with Sean. The ending sequence, the last 10 minutes was fucking bar none. If you were going to give it 5 stars, it'd be 5 stars based off of that. But I can't go with the first 20 minutes where it's kind of slow. Like they're starting to feel themselves out. But I would go 4.5 for this. Like that's where it is. But I feel like Logan says, like, because it had mentioned how Okada and Naito, like, I think it was like 7-6 was their wins losses versus each other. So it sort of feels like when Meltzer broke his own scale with the emotion of the Omega Okada match. That's what I feel like. That's how it got this to 5 stars. Like if it didn't have like the stuff in the background, which, you know, we're not watching. It'd be different if we watched all those other matches into the lead up for this, but we're just watching this in a vacuum. So we're not seeing it on a macro level. We're seeing it on a micro level where it's just this one match. So that's why I think he gave it 5 stars for that. Naito finally gets the win over Okada in the G1. Ends Okada's reign of terror in the G1, and like, so I'll just go 4.5 personally on that.
Can I ask one question to? I guess I'll ask to Sean. I'll ask to everybody. If this was about 10 minutes less, 10 minutes shorter, or even like 5, 6, 7 minutes shorter, would that up that for you? So like take out kind of like a lot of that feeling out in the first 5-10 minutes of this match. Would it maybe jump it up to 5 for you?
For me, no. Because again, missed Rainmaker, DDT, spot. No, it wouldn't. I just no.
Okay. All right, that's fair. You said it would.
It would have helped, but I don't quite think it would have gotten there.
Shift, you think it would have?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I think I don't know how much it would have gone. It would have gone up for me, and it's because I am one of those people where I think you can do less is more, you know, and I think that you could do exactly what you did in 25 minutes as opposed to 45 minutes, you know. So that's me.
Yeah, and I should say I just noticed this, but this actually got 5.25 from Meltzer.
Jeez.
So. Oh yeah, no, he's way off.
He's
way. I mean, and out of all of us, Shift like this the most, and he's not even at 5, so he's way off.
Yeah. We will get the semifinal match between Naito and Ospreay at some other point, because that is also rated 5
from the
stars.
same year. Jesus, he's
got it's from the night before, actually. So
fucking calm down.
I have more confidence in Ospreay getting me that 5 than Okada.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like it really is amazing. Like, and I'm not saying that Dave's always wrong, but good God, man, like, you know, it's just. Although, didn't he give? What was the recent WWE match he gave 5?
Roman versus Punk.
Yeah, Roman and Punk got 5 at Mania. There was another one, I feel like.
Was it an NXT? Oh no, he gave.
No, it was the AAA match. The
AAA match. That's what it was. Yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yeah, if you shit on that match, fuck you.
No, that was amazing. That was.
And then did you start to finish, story to end? But that's
not
only.
I
guess we'll look at that eventually.
Did you guys, not to change subjects, but did you see the sneak attack there on El Grande Americano? Like this, what was it? This past Saturday, this
past weekend,
yeah.
Lucha Underground favorite Daga back in the house.
Yeah, Daga leading the charge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we pretty unequivocally decided that one was not 5 stars. 4.5 is probably the tops it could go. 4.25, 4 is probably a little bit more where it would live for most of us. So we will go from here to plugs. Sean, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, just everything here on the Backbone. Obviously, you do the majority of it, but the shit take with Keith, Hands of Z with Keith. Did a couple of clashes with Keith, so one of my favorite clashes. I think which one is it with Eaton versus Flair?
15.
That's
15.
Yeah, so 15 will be the
that'll
one
be coming out. That'll be coming out when this airs. Probably after this airs.
Yeah. So a couple interesting clashes that Keith had me do. I love the introductory of all the cast of characters that are coming out for 91.
Oh yeah,
Logan, you would love this because that's the clash right before the Great American Bash 91 that we did on Chicken Salad. So yeah. So you would remember that.
All-time great pay-per-view. One-man gang and El Gigante with the 5-star match, of course.
Yeah, that's right. and that great scaffold match. Which conveniently was dropped on the Volt this week. WCW Volt, they dropped 91 Bash on. But no, that's it for me.
Really?
Yeah, that's it for me in the now.
I got you. Keith, what about you?
Again, I mean, you mostly everything on the Backbone that's here, but you can also catch me on our YouTube with King Keithy Cake the Heat, where Keithy cooks in his small kitchen.
Keithy cooking food.
Keithy cooking food. Take Me Home, Keithy Rhodes, where I'm actually going to reach out to who is it, to Ben Zanny, to see if he can help hook me up with some independent wrestlers from his neck of the woods. So, but if you happen to run into if any of you run into any independent wrestlers in your area, let me know.
Every time I go to Wendy's.
Seriously, is that true? I guess not. But I mean, please let them know. I'd love to interview them. I'm all for interviewing people from all over the country, and that's on Take Me Home, Keithy Rhodes, or Taking It Easy with Keithy. And then, of course, you can hear me and Petey Winston on GFA Live, usually every week. Pete was sick this week, so that's why we didn't have one. So,
all right, Schiff, what about you?
You can find me on Highway to the Impact Zone. That drops every other Thursday. I'm on every other episode, but we're on 2007 TNA, I believe, or is it 2008, Logan?
2008, yes. Sorry.
2008. Sorry.
2000 forever.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll be in 2008 for at least the next 2.5 years. So
for 2000 forever. Yeah, we're there. Logan tries to kill my soul with that, but
I try to kill everyone's soul. It's not just you, Dory.
The horrors persist, but I still remain. But you can also catch me on YouTube Roulette, where we either watch something off of Matt Souza's hard drive, aka Pono, or wrestling shows on YouTube. You can also catch me and Logan on Are You Smarter Than Vince Russo's WCW? We are on the precipice of the Great American Bash, finally. I feel like we've been going from Slamboree to Great American Bash for 6 months.
Doing God's work.
Thank you. I just can't wait for Eric Bischoff's big reveal, whatever the hell that will be. That will change sports entertainment. But check out everything's here that everyone's doing. Also, check out Logan doing the Backbone. He's the Backbone of the Backbone. He does the cross-up. He watches wrestling so you don't, which helps me out a lot because I refuse to watch TNA before it's sold to WWE. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep. What everybody else said, check everything out, and we will see you on the next one.
Stacking stars like snapshots, old tapes on the floor, tiny desk, big opinions, turning why into more. Every match, every minute, he's rewinding the frame from a busted high school bleacher to a household name. 5-Star Dave, call it how you see it. Turn that page, history ready. Talk that talk, make the whole room lean in. Yeah, we lean. 5-Star Dave, say it, you believe it. Raise that grade, love it or you leave it. Thumbs in the air for the man who means it. 5-Star Dave. Old school spiral notebook, scribbled thoughts in the margins. Heart first, head on fire, never learned how to bargain. If it's good, it's a classic. If it's bad, it's exposed. Every truth, every tangent hits you right in the soul. 5-Star Dave, call it how you see it. Turn that page, history ready. Talk that talk, make the whole room lean in. 5-Star Dave, say it, you believe it. Raise that grade, love it or you leave it. you're still tuned in to the voice of the dream.